Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Crazy Ant Farm.
Wow, that was very formal.
Wasn't it?
Very formal.
I wanted to change it up a little bit. But it's kind of a sad one, but it's also an exciting one because it's the last segment of the Quarantine TV people.
Yep.
But
Jeremy Gordon.
Jeremy Gordon, he's honestly one of the best, one of the greats.
Yeah.
So, it's always so fun to have him on the show.
Yeah, he's the mastermind behind the entire cast. So, and it's his second time.
Exactly.
He's his second time back in the farm, so we're excited to have him back on and you guys to hear that interview. If you listen to the weekly address, you know it's going to be a good one.
Yes, it's going to be so good, so good. We love him. We love everybody a part of Quarantine IGTV series. We thank all of you for coming on the show and talking about it because it was just a phenomenal time. And of course, us being podcasters, it was really easy to get guests for the past month and a half.
True.
But anyway, that craziness is going to be later on in the show. Now, let's get a little more crazy.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Crazy Ant Farm. We are on episode 118 this week.
Yes.
Wowzers.
Yes.
Absolutely insane. Holy moly's
insane.
and all.
Holy moly's and all, yes.
Like-
and thanks to inputting all that data into IMDb, I know what episode you started Holy Moly on. And, it's been, crazy.
Yeah.
So funny, the 118 episodes.
Yeah.
We talk about it all the time, about how much it is, but trust me, after doing all that this week on IMDb, it's a lot.
Yeah,
it is a lot.
I can imagine. You're putting in a lot of hard work and effort into that thing, and of course, everybody here at Crazy Ant appreciate it. But it's a beautiful thing, guys. It's a beautiful thing. Check us out on IMDb. It's badass.
Yes, please. Yes.
So much cool epicness, and especially you can see all of our guests right there.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. It's a beautiful thing.
Man, oh man. But your host with the most, myself, J-Lo Fantastic, and the one and only Mouth.
What's up?
Yes, guys. We got so much to talk about. Yet another week of Warner Brothers having more news than Disney.
Probably the biggest news of the week, too.
Oh, yeah.
At least in my book.
By far. If you haven't, if you couldn't tell by our statues and Funkos in front, obviously, we'll be talking about it. Batman.
Yes.
Michael Keaton.
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
my goodness. It's so exciting. I hope it leads to more things like a Batman Beyond. I've been pushing for that one. We'll see. We'll talk more about it. And then, of course, before we get started, we got to plug our merchandise website, crazyantmedia.com. Be sure to head over there and go to our merchandise page where you can start rocking the latest and greatest Crazy Ant Media gear. We got fantastic shirts. You see us. We're both wearing them. And then, of course, we got hats. We got bags. We got so much stuff. If you need it, we have it. Especially when it comes to, underwear and stuff.
You need it, we got it.
Yes. Oh, my goodness. Ants in the pants type shit.
That's right. Let them have it.
Yes.
You remember those old commercials? Let them have it.
It matters. How old are they?
It's pretty old.
Yeah, exactly.
You
remember. Oh.
Some of our listeners do, I bet.
Yeah. No, you know.
I need a new shirt for prom. Let them have it.
Oh, my goodness. But got to start it off with, we always try to put the sad/bad news at the very beginning, just so we can get it out of the way.
It's true.
It is what it is.
True.
It is what it is. But, referring to Batman and Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, Joe, I don't want to butcher his name.
Joel Schumacher. Joel Schumacher.
Yeah.
Passed away this week. Long battle with cancer. Lost that battle. He was 80 years old, though, and I'm up and down with Joel Schumacher as far as a filmmaker goes. And we can talk a bit more about this in the Batman segment, but I just feel like he took that franchise and ran it into the ground. But on the flip side, I thought The Lost Boys and St. Elmo's Fire and Falling Down were just absolutely brilliant films. A Time to Kill.
Yeah.
Matthew McConaughey.
Hell yeah.
This guy from just a brilliant filmmaker, and then everybody has hits and misses,
of course.
But overall, I think his contribution to the industry and the people that's careers he sparked This guy's got a legacy that's going to be missed for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's a sad situation. It's sad, but he definitely seems like he lived his life to the most and lived it to the fullest. So
it's true.
It's definitely a passing of a legend, and we'll always remember his work. Because, I mean, I think that's the beauty of art, especially when it comes to entertainment art. You'll basically live on forever in these movies and music and things like that. So rest in peace, and we are sending thoughts and wishes to everybody who's associated with him and are feeling this loss. And
absolutely.
Speaking of losses, especially to the community, hopefully this doesn't happen because it would be a huge loss to the community. Bill Cosby trying to get out.
Yep, filed another appeal. The Pennsylvania Supreme Court actually agreed to hear this one.
Oh, no.
They are going to listen to his appeal on his sexual assault conviction. You guys know he was convicted. In a brief order, the court said that it will consider Cosby's argument that the trial judge should not have allowed the 5 women, his past victims, that weren't the one actually, the one that the charges were for.
Right.
They came in and testified, and he's going to hear whether or not the trial judge should have allowed those women to testify, and did it taint the jury's opinion, in this case, which is just ridiculous.
That is ridiculous because, I mean... they're going to have to, if they weren't able to come in there and say their pieces, then they were going to have to also go through the whole process of, like, trying to get him behind bars for their specific cases.
Well, and that's the argument in the appeal, because 3 or 4 of these 5 women, their statute of limitations had run out.
Yeah.
So they can't go after Cosby because their time is, and that was part of the appeal. They're like, well, these women can't even go after him, so they shouldn't have been allowed to testify, which is ridiculous though, because it goes to past behavior.
Exactly.
This guy, remember guys, he admitted doing it. Exactly. He just said he didn't do anything wrong, that they were aware of it, but he admitted drugging these women. It's crazy. They're also gonna hear the argument about whether he was even allowed to be able to be brought to trial because of that agreement that he had when he did confess to it with the DA, that they said they would never prosecute him.
Yeah.
So they're gonna hear that argument as well as whether he was even allowed to be prosecuted. It's like, man,
I know.
I get he's old as dirt. I get that he's struggling in prison. But dude, you fucking raped women.
Exactly.
I mean, that's the cost, man. You belong in prison.
Exactly.
I hope this appeal does not go through.
I agree. I mean, he deserves everything that he has coming to him and got, because it's just absolutely ridiculous and fucking astounding. I can't even believe that he's trying to appeal this shit and say that the women should not have said their piece, when, I mean, they have to get it off their shoulders. They're going to live with that the rest of their life, and they have to at least confront their assaulter to help them feel better and try to help them with the grieving process. And for the freaking appeal people on his side trying to take that away is just completely ridiculous.
The one I'm still baffled by is his wife.
Yeah.
Is the money worth it?
Right.
Is it really that worth it? Because, I mean, this guy, the amount of women that he admitted to drugging and having sex with, consensual or not, I guess there were a few in there that were consensual, but this man cheated on you your whole marriage, apparently, and was raping women left and right your whole marriage. You're standing by him for the money? You're going to get the money anyway. You were married that whole time. You're worth at least half of it.
Exactly.
So I don't get it. I don't get it.
I don't either, man. Anyway, it's a fluid situation. We will continue to follow it as it further develops.
Pennsylvania, do the right thing.
Seriously.
That's all I'm saying.
Seriously. I mean, and we're talking future film production, especially in Georgia. Georgia State Senate Finance Committee has axed part of the wider legislation that would have expanded the program worth, get this, $800 million a year. A year. Absolutely wild.
Guys and gals, this is big news, because remember, we talked about it on last week's show about the announcement of $45 billion coming into the area of Georgia in revenue, for all these productions coming that we're going to start shooting again. But let me tell you, you cap the tax incentives, they ain't coming. Okay, we saw this happen in Louisiana when Bobby Jindal did it, and it all but dried up Louisiana's film industry. It was corrected, they figured that out, and they quickly took the cap back off, and slowly Louisiana is recovering. But this will kill Georgia's film industry, and right now it's basically the only place anybody is going to be able to shoot on a massive level.
Exactly.
So you cap this thing. Oh man, I don't. And on top of that, they're readdressing the heartbeat bill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dumbasses. So you guys remember that? The heartbeat bill, the abortion bill that the Hollywood said, if you guys put that into effect, we're not shooting there, we're boycotting. So now you're talking about capping the incentives and passing the heart. I mean, are you trying to kill the film industry? Because that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, I feel like some people in certain parts of the government just do not understand how big the entertainment industry is for your specific state. Like, it's bringing so many jobs, so much money into your state, and you're just going to throw it all away for something like this? Like, it's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, and their argument is that they spend more money on the film program and the tax incentives for the film industry than they do on any other state agency, including like hospitals or police or what. But I'm thinking, but no other state agency is bringing in $45 billion to your community.
Exactly.
No other agency is bringing in that type of revenue or employing that many people. So you have to weigh that. Like, is it worth spending the extra money on? Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, just from a business standpoint alone, yes.
Exactly.
I mean, you'll see. Trust me, you cap it and they flee, you'll find out how much that revenue meant. Yeah. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly. Absolutely bonkers, man. It's fucking insane. But, I mean, other things that are absolutely insane. Los Angeles County health officials said that the region saw a record 2,571 new cases of COVID-19 coronavirus on Monday, which is more than 20% higher than the previous daily mark set last week.
Yeah.
So, like, this thing isn't going away anytime soon.
18 deaths in one day.
Yeah.
That's just in LA County. Now, on top of that, we found out yesterday that the entire country had the highest amount of new cases since it started. It was a record day. And Governor Newsom today announced that they were closing down another county, the one that borders Mexico.
Yeah.
So, and LA County is struggling. So I wouldn't be surprised if he closes down LA County again and says back into your houses again, because, I mean, which is why, and the reason we bring this up is because of the whole Georgia thing.
Yeah.
They can't film in LA right now. They want to flee to Georgia,
exactly.
But if Georgia kills them, shit, they ain't fleeing there
either. It's not going to help anybody. They're going to come to, like, North Carolina or go back to New Orleans or go just back up to Vancouver, which is slowly starting to open back up.
They implemented their stuff this past week, and so it looks like they're going to start to be shooting again. But will it matter, though? Because once they start, will the cases rise again in Vancouver?
I know.
I mean,
people have to literally turn into germaphobes. Everyone has to turn into a germaphobe. Like, anytime you go out, make sure to sanitize, make sure to wear gloves, even wear a mask, even if, like, just you have to do these things, man. That's not going away anytime soon because all these people aren't even believing it's real.
I mean, think about this, guys. Is it that hard to wear a mask?
I know.
Let me put this into reality for you in just LA County, okay? Nearly 4,000 people in your county have died from this.
It's wild.
It's real. Do you want another 4,000, 10,000, 20,000 people to die because you won't wear a fucking mask?
Yeah.
Give me a break, man. Put the gloves on, wear a mask. How hard? I just don't get it, man.
I know.
I just don't get it.
It's scary. It's a scary thing, and other scary things, but also exciting things because you have to do the proper protocols and procedures. Regal is planning on reopening. We all know July 10th, right?
Yes.
And
July 10th.
Since there's no new movies coming out, they are planning to open back up with classic movies, which I think is badass because I would love to see some of these movies that I wasn't even born for yet to see these in the theaters.
He didn't get to see them in the theaters.
No, yeah, exactly. But Black Panther is going to be shown again.
Yes.
Rocky, Unforgiven, Empire Strikes Back. Definitely going to go see that one. Inside Out, Jurassic Park, Bloodshot with Vin Diesel. And then you got like the Dark Knight trilogy. And also we talked about earlier that Inception is coming back for a re-release. And also the Lord of the Rings trilogy as well.
Yeah, badass. Guys, if you haven't seen Rocky and or Jaws in the theater,
Yeah,
I mean, watching a Rocky film in the theaters, like, it's just badass.
Exactly.
Especially the first 2 or 3 of them. They were just, like, kick ass.
Well, like, before all this happened, I got the opportunity to go see Ghostbusters in the theaters. That was badass. Like, old school original film, like, putting its footprint in Hollywood, like... it's a different type of feeling. Like we talk about each week that streaming has kind of taken over, but it's a different type of feeling when you go see one of these epic major blockbuster or films, like storytelling films in the theaters. Like, so I'm excited. I'm really excited.
And guys, get used to this because, we're going to talk about this in a little bit too. There was supposed to be a new movie opening on July 10th, but it's not anymore. Yeah. We're going to talk about that. So these classics, that might be a thing coming all summer. We saw that the stocks are continuing to slide for all these theater chains because the summer keeps getting pushed back for movies. So we're going to keep an eye on that, man. It's crazy stuff.
Yeah, and this next one's by no surprise because we've been talking about it over the past couple of weeks. The award shows pushing stuff back. Well, the latest to do it is the Golden Globes.
Yep.
They have elected to hold their award ceremony February 28th of 2021 or under normal circumstances. The event would have been held over the first week of January to celebrate the previous year's work in movies and television, as we all know. But now the event, following the lead of the Oscars and BAFTA and everything like that, has been pushed back. So we shall see, man. We shall see. It's just it's wild. It's absolutely wild. We're still living in it. I know other things are going on, but we're still living in this pandemic.
It's true. And I would not be surprised if over the next few shows, over the next few weeks, we continue to talk about more pushbacks or cancellations because it's not going away anytime soon. Guys.
Exactly.
It's just not. But there is one thing that can keep you in the house. And I know it's going to keep me in the house.
Oh, yeah.
And thankfully it's open in this coming weekend and not the 10th because the poor theaters would have suffered for sure. Disney, did you guys see it? They released the first official trailer for Hamilton, the musical. Everybody who couldn't pay the $5,000 a ticket to see it, you're going to get to see it. It's coming July 3rd on Disney+.
Woot, woot.
Yes. They released the trailer and man, just even the trailer was epic. So I'm so super excited about it. You guys know they spent like $75 million to get the rights to this bad boy.
Boatloads, yeah.
Oh, dude, it's going to be, I'm so excited about this. I mean, like I said, nobody could get their ticket. Even if you had the money, half the time you couldn't get the tickets.
Exactly.
So the fact that you're going to be able to see this and get the full movie experience. From what I understand, they shot it from several different angles with several cameras so that you get a movie experience of it. So it's not just like you're going to be looking at it straight on like you were watching on. So it's going to be badass, dude.
I'm super excited. Everybody knows that I am a theater geek. I performed in all sorts of theatrical arts. I'm a thespian, so that's going to be super fun to see that.
Yeah, and you know what? It's good for the people who were able to go see it because, like I said, this will be different.
Exactly.
It won't be like you're watching it on stage. It'll be a whole different experience. So even if you've already seen it, this will be new to you.
Exactly.
So that's going to be badass.
Hell yeah, definitely. And I mean, they are also, I feel like it's kind of a trend. They're trying to keep people at home with more amazing content. Now Disney Plus is coming out with Into the Unknown, making of Frozen 2. It's going to be like The Mandalorian, a 6-part documentary series going through the highest grossing animated film of all time worldwide, and it's going to be talking about the process, like round table conversations and everything like that. So that's really freaking epic. Especially, I feel like a lot of the younger people, I feel like a lot of the older people watch the Mandalorian one, but a lot of younger people, I feel like this could inspire to create more filmmakers.
Agreed. I mean, because it's always interesting to see the process of how it all came together, how it works, what didn't work, why did they change this, or how did they do that? And these roundtable conversations are just brilliant. Yeah. I mean, if you guys liked the Jon Favreau one with The Mandalorian, you're probably going to love this one. I mean, and no doubt you'll hear from the cast and the directors and, all the different animators and stuff. So it's going to be pretty badass.
Definitely. And I mean, more epic news for Disney. I mean, I think it's epic because I was a huge fan of the Pirates of the Caribbean and Johnny Depp.
And I think it's epic because I'm a huge fan of Margot Robbie.
Of course. But guess what, guys? Margot Robbie, she will star in a female-led version of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yes.
For Disney with the Birds of Prey writer, so someone who she's familiar with.
Yeah, Christina Hodson.
Yeah, exactly. She's on board to write the script. Disney is in early development of this untitled project, and still the other Pirates of the Caribbean movie that possibly might have Johnny or not have Johnny is still moving forward. So it'll be interesting if they're going to build that whole world, I guess. It's all because of Marvel.
It's true. They're all trying to build this universe. Yeah, that was back in like October we talked about that when they announced that reboot. But I like this idea of a female-led one. I think that will Keira Knightley's character come back from the original, and maybe be a part of it or at least a cameo in it. That would be badass.
Yeah.
And Bruckheimer is on board. He's produced all the other Pirates of the Caribbean, and he's on board to produce this one and the other reboot one. So,
Yeah.
Hey.
That's cool, man. That's cool. Continuing to build new things. And Hulu is also doing some big things. They have unveiled more details about its upcoming Steve Martin and Martin Short comedy. Now it's confirmed that the show is titled Only Murders in the Building. Okay. All right. The series follows 3 New Yorkers who try to find a mutual interest in solving true crime, but limited with their amateur, solving skills, murder solving skills. They are not detectives.
No. They're only going to solve murders in their building, hence the title. So they're never going to leave the building. They're only going to... my question is, why are you still living in the building if you can make a career out of solving murders that are only happening in your building? That's a lot of murders.
The fuck? It's so goofy. It's so goofy. But it'll be fun to see. It'll be a nice, lighthearted thing, I feel like.
Yeah, their little comedy special on Hulu was hysterical. So I think this show is going to be epic.
Agreed. Now, it's time. It's time to talk about it. Michael Keaton, he is in early talks to return as the role of Batman. Now, Keaton first played the character in 1989's Batman for Warner Brothers and its 1992 sequel, Batman Returns.
And then the franchise died, like we talked about earlier with Joel Schumacher. But what's amazing to me is Keaton has not worn the cowl, has not stepped into the Batcave. 31 years it's been. 31 years since he first did it.
But I think this whole superhero genre is still in his blood because of course everybody knows he was in the first Spider-Man.
Yep, played the Vulture.
Birdman.
Yeah, and look, I think this is a brilliant move.
I do too.
I think this is the fix for the DCEU.
Yes.
Listen, I like Henry Cavill. Cavill just did a great interview back and forth, actor on actor, with Patrick Stewart. And he was talking about the responsibility of the mantle of being Superman and what that means in real life. And he's just got it. He understands being Superman. So I think you just leave him in place. I know J.J. Abrams maybe doesn't want, but leave Cavill in. Ben didn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
I liked Ben Affleck's Batman, but he didn't want to do it anymore. So this is it. This is the guy. 31 years ago, the first one to make it. And I'm just going to say, your first big superhero blockbuster. Batman came out roaring, man. Yeah. It was the first one that kind of made those superhero summer movie blockbusters the thing.
Yeah.
89, guys. This is before 2000's X-Men, before 2001 Spider-Man, before all of that. Batman 89 was the one who kicked it all off. Keaton knows. And look, they've already tied it in with Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Yeah,
we talked about that. Robert Wuhl's character from Batman 89 was in Crisis on Infinite Earths. So I just think this is the right move. He's an older, more grizzled, dark Batman now. He's had a lot of shit happen over these years. And what I really like is the Jeffrey Dean Morgan casting also, or at least they're in talks with him too, to have both of them. So the Flashpoint is going to be the storyline in the Flash movie, and it's going to reset everything. That's going to explain Keaton's Batman.
Right.
It's going to explain Jeffrey Dean Morgan's Batman, all of that. And I just think this is the right move. Please do not fuck it up.
Don't do it.
Please do not fuck it up, Warner Media. Sign Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Sign Michael Keaton. Make that shit happen. And I also love the idea of Keaton's Batman being the guy that just makes the cameos.
Yeah.
He's the mentor to the younger heroes. The guy that's kind of been there, done that.
The Nick Fury of DC. I'm really excited about that too because that's the opportunity of him teaching and mentoring these younger characters like Nightwing, the
Batgirl, the Red Hood, all of those,
all of
man.
These people.
Oh my gosh! And I've always thought we have little back and forths here on this one, but I've always thought Keaton's Batman was the best Batman. A lot of people had a problem with his Bruce Wayne, but I liked his kind of schizophrenic, not all there, kind of absent-minded Bruce Wayne, because there's this billionaire guy who's doing all this stuff as Batman. You know, you don't want him to be sharp. You don't want him to be on it, because that basically gives away, you know, I like this idea of him being scattered and not all there and not all together, because that's complete opposite of what Batman is.
Right.
So I've always liked his interpretation, and I just, yes. Good. We cannot say this enough. Yes.
Make it happen. Like, it needs to happen, because so badass. So fucking badass.
It really would solve all the problems. It would. And Keaton would, because, I mean, I think they're going to keep moving forward with the Sinister Six and Vulture and all that in Spider-Man.
Yeah, exactly.
So that he could be popping up in both franchise worlds in the summers, and that would be epic.
Yeah.
See him as Batman and Vulture. You go, Keaton.
You go, Keaton.
Man.
You go, brother.
That's a badass right there.
Oh, my goodness.
All I'm saying.
Well, we've talked about on earlier shows our past guest, Amy Rutberg, the lovely, the one and only Amy Rutberg.
Yes.
You know, she's coming out with a new series, her and Paul Giamatti, and it's being developed for TMT. It now has a name. The show is titled Liars Club.
Yes. Yes. And it's being described as part comedy, part pulp thriller.
Oh.
They're like saying The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel meets Breaking Bad. I mean, this is going to be epic. If you go back and listen to our interview with Amy Rutberg, she talks about her days playing poker in this, like, you know, seedy kind of a world or whatever. She used to be a really solid poker player.
Yeah.
It's based on that. If you guys don't know, she created this show. She's the writer behind it. She's the mastermind behind it, and, you know, pitched it. And so here it is. And I love this. It tells the story of a woman leading two different lives. One adorned in the trappings of Connecticut country clubs, the other one drenched in the murky underground gambling circuit. So, I mean, it's going to be brilliant. And she's going to star in it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, co-executive producer, writer, and star.
Badass.
And Paul Giamatti.
I mean, who doesn't like Paul Giamatti?
Guys, if Paul Giamatti is attached, it's a fucking winner.
Right.
That's all we can say.
I mean, we already know he's a liar. Big fat liar. Duh. So, I mean, of course he's coming back for Liars Club.
It's true.
So it's very exciting. I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see how it turns out.
Yes.
But, I mean, HBO, they're also doing some other cool things. I mean, you know, HBO Max came out, and, I mean, they have everything crazy going on, but the new Perry Mason limited series launched this week, and it brought in 1.7 million total viewers, making it the strongest debut night of any series on HBO in nearly 2 years.
Yeah, that's crazy to me.
That is wild.
I mean, that is nuts, but it is the brainchild of Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
He's behind this. Him and his wife are behind this, and so that makes it. And it's got Matthew Rice, so if you guys love The Americans, I mean, then you know you're on board to watch this. It's different than the TV show, though. The TV show was set in the 50s, 60s. This is actually set way back in like the it's a time piece set in like the 30s and stuff. So it's a little bit different than the TV show.
Yeah.
Which I like though. So I don't know. I'm excited about. I haven't seen it yet. But I liked Perry Mason. I liked Matthew Rhys, and I freaking love Robert Downey Jr. and everything he does. So I'm gonna check this one out.
Definitely,
I'm gonna check this one out.
And I mean, speaking of period pieces, I know you're excited about this next one.
Yes, The Breakfast Club, guys. The Breakfast Club. Are you like me? Have you ever wondered what everybody else?
I was hoping that one was just gonna keep
whatever. Breakfast Club is the best movie ever, and like the 80s is the best decade ever, so you could just take it whatever you want. But if you are like me, did you ever wonder what everybody else was doing in the school when the kids were in detention? Right? Like where were all the other kids? What was going on? Well, now we're gonna find out apparently. One Day at a Time co-creator and showrunner Gloria Calderon-Kellett has teamed up with Insecure writer Natasha Rosenthal, and they're going to do a coming-of-age film on HBO Max. And here's the kicker. It is going to be set in the same high school and in the same time as The Breakfast Club.
Yes!
And it is going to tell the story of the black and brown kids and the LGBTQ kids and what was going on in their lives and in the school and what they were dealing with in the 80s.
Fantastic.
So, you're not going to see The Breakfast Club.
No.
But you will see all the other kids in that school and what was going on. I like this.
Yeah, I really like this, but honestly, I could see this one getting some backlash because he's gonna have to stay really relevant to what that time was in the 80s. So
yes.
I mean, if he's writing it how it was, there might be some homophobic against homophobic people and
agreed.
Racism and things like that, underlying racism. So, but I think it's going to be good. And then, of course, I mean, Greg Berlanti's coming on to produce it as well.
Yeah.
I mean, so of course it's going to be good.
And no doubt inspired by, I think Berlanti probably attached to produce it because of the success of Love, Simon.
Yeah.
And now the series also is doing well. And it's kind of that. It's the high school age kind of, what's going on with. So it makes it. And Berlanti is gold.
Yeah.
Anything he touches is like, it works.
Fucking facts.
So I think this one will be good.
Exactly. Something else I think will be pretty good for HBO and HBO Max. Actor and comedian Marlon Wayans, everybody knows him, everybody loves him, has struck an overall deal with HBO Max to make a number of projects, like a developing pilot for Book of Marlon, supposed to be about a fictionalized version of himself, and then of course he'll be doing some stand-up specials as well.
And
so it's very exciting.
It is exciting. Look, this seems to be a trend now, making shows that you're basically playing yourself, but in like an over-the-top kind of fictionalized yourself character. So, and Marlon Wayans, the whole Wayans family is fucking funny as shit. In Living Color, again, I'm showing my age, but you guys remember in Living Color, launched Jim Carrey's career, and they're funny people. Damon Wayans and all. So I think this is a smart, and I would not be surprised at all if we see a bunch of Wayans show up on the shows.
For sure.
Come on.
I know, right? And I mean, we were talking about earlier, no new movies coming out until possibly July 17th. Well, Tenet. We were talking about Tenet was that definitive one that's staying right there, July 17th. It's not.
No.
It's not.
No.
It's going to August 12th now. It really sucks. This is also the second time that it's been moved, like Wonder Woman. It was first for July 17th, then July 31st.
Yep.
Now, August 12th.
And that's why the theater stocks are...
Yeah.
Because the summer is getting shorter and shorter and shorter with no new movies. So I don't know, man.
I know.
I don't know.
It's so wild.
But it's not just Disney and Warner. Paramount is feeling it too. Their big SpongeBob movie, SpongeBob on the Run, which they've been promoting and like talking about forever. Yeah. Not even going to go to theaters, going straight to the streaming now. Yeah. Paramount is taking SpongeBob, the movie SpongeBob on the Run, off the theatrical calendar and sending it straight to home video. They've had a lot of success with this, though.
Yeah.
For a 2021 release, it's going to go on, on demand before it hits CBS All Access, and then it'll be on CBS All Access. But this thing was supposed to come out early in the summer, then was supposed to come out August 7th. Now 2021 just on pay-per-view on demand.
It sounds like this one was hit before, or it was hit because of COVID. Like maybe they hadn't finished like the editing process or like the animation process before COVID hit. So I feel like that's probably why they keep having to reschedule. It sucks for the younger audience though.
It does.
Because everybody loves SpongeBob.
Everybody does love SpongeBob. Did you see where Nickelodeon officially confirmed that SpongeBob is gay?
I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that. That's good.
Wait, did they have to?
I know.
I mean, was that ever in question? Maybe I'm just but I never thought that was a question. No. I just thought that was fact.
Exactly.
I mean, but
after 15 something crazy amount of years that it's been on, like he's never had a girlfriend or anything like that. So of course, everybody knew. It's okay. It's okay.
he's finally come out of the pineapple.
Yeah, right.
He's finally come out. It's fine. It's fine.
But that's cool though. That's cool. It shows the inclusiveness and that maybe like the younger kids can also feel like okay with themselves.
Agreed. So, this next one, I just didn't know. I have never seen the show. I've heard it's really good. I'm a big Kevin Costner fan. I like it. But just for one reason or another, I just haven't watched this show.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about Yellowstone.
Yeah.
The big ranch movie, kind of like, he owns the, it's huge.
Yeah.
Its season 3 premiere drew 4.2 million total viewers on the Paramount Network when it debuted this week, up 76% from the season 2 premiere. It also set ratings records across the key demos, with nearly a 2.0 rating in the 18 to 49. That's up 127%, y'all, from season 2. And a 2.4 in the 25 to 54, up 112%. And I just saw today in its +7 numbers, it set another ratings record with almost 6 million viewers overall. So, yeah, across all 4 networks, because I guess they played on the Paramount Network and then it streams on CMT and TV Land and Pop and everything. 6.6 million total viewers that first night. So, it's the number 1 most watched cable premiere this year so far.
Damn.
I didn't know it was that big.
Had no idea.
I mean, I heard it was good, but I just didn't know it was that big.
Knew it was steady. I never knew it was like, boom. But yeah, congratulations, Kevin Costner and the gang.
Like, rocking and rolling. I'm gonna have to check it out. Apparently,
seriously.
I mean, because I don't have enough shows I watch.
Right. I started Love Victor though. Going back to that, it's pretty good as well.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So next one, still talking about Nickelodeon, they are bringing back Nick News for an hour-long special about children, race, and unity. The special will be hosted by the one and only amazing Alicia Keys.
Yes.
And is meant to amplify the voices and experiences of Black kids across the country in the large wake of the large-scale protests that have rocked the nation in recent weeks. This special is going to air June 29th. I think this is very important, especially if they bring it down to a kid's level to kind of explain what's going on.
And I think Alicia Keys is the perfect host.
I agree.
Because I feel like she's that person who can bring it down, keep it very relevant, very there for the adults, but also very disarming and very, comfortable for the kids.
Exactly.
I think she's just a perfect kind of a host, and I think this is going to be, it's a smart move. They've done these Nick News specials in the past before, and they've been somewhat successful, but I just think Alicia Keys is going to be key here, and I think didn't even mean to do that, but I really do though, and I think it's going to be good. Good for Nickelodeon for doing that.
Yeah, definitely. Now heading over to NBC Universal, NBC has made some decisions on its 2021 pilot slate, impacted by the coronavirus pandemic-related shutdown of the network's 12 ordered pilots. NBC will shoot 5 later on in this year, once production can safely begin. The list includes the 2 highly profile titles on the pilot list. Drama Langdon, a comedy night school based on the 2018 feature, as well as Ordinary Joe, whose pilot script was the favorite amongst NBC brass.
I get Night School.
Yeah.
Because Kevin Hart, the movie was pretty funny. It was successful. So I get moving forward with that one. I have no idea about Langdon or Ordinary Joe. But I get Night School.
Yeah.
But that's crazy to think about. 12 pilots ordered, they're only going to shoot 5.
Yeah.
I mean, and then if you're, I would be worried. Because if they tell me, oh, no, you're still good, we're just going to push you to next year.
Yeah.
Anything could happen between then.
Exactly. With everything going on, yeah, you're right. Anything could freaking happen. You know what did happen at NBC Universal this week? Fucking the cancellation of Council of Dads.
What?
Why?
Why? Paul Telegabidi. I don't even know how to say your last name. Paul Telegabidi. Whatever the fuck your name is. Wrong decision, bro.
Seriously, so bad.
Wrong decision. It just had its highest numbers since its debut in May. And by the way, it's only had 8 episodes. How can you possibly decide the fate of a show after 8 episodes?
It's so good. It's so relevant. Like, talk about unity. Freaking every walks of life is in this freaking show. Old, young, race, like everything. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing.
This is a mixed family of adopted kids, different races, different cultures, adoption, and then natural born, transsexual son. There's a black gay couple that are new parents. There's just the death of the father and the whole dealing with the death. There's the question of paternity, like. Anything and everything that is relevant in today's society that needs to be talked about, that needs to be out there, is in this show, and it's being delivered by brilliant writers and a phenomenal cast.
Yes.
And you fucking canceled it.
So bad.
What the fuck?
I know. And I gotta say, my favorite storyline in this freaking show is freaking Luli and her husband reworking this African-American community and building it back up.
Yes.
That is an amazing story and so powerful in this time.
And the fact that the coming together, Larry, Old white guy Larry, set in his ways, is investing in this young black couple to rebuild this black neighborhood. Talk about what you need in America right now. I mean, what the fuck are you thinking canceling this show? And I gotta tell you, Joan Rader and Tony, if you guys are not pitching this thing to other networks and trying to move this thing to somebody that will pick it up, come on, guys. Yeah. Don't give up. I'm starting it. I already started the hashtag Save Council of Dads. We did it for Lucifer, for Netflix. Let's get this thing saved, guys. If you're a Council of Dad fans like we are, let's save this fucking show.
Seriously.
That story needs to be told, so man.
Good. It's so freaking
just
good.
Bad decision, NBC.
Yeah.
Bad decision.
Another questionable decision over at Universal, especially the picture side. A Twister reboot is in the works. Why? I mean, it was a good enough movie the first time around, so why remake it? But like we said, it's the fucking day and age of remakes and reboots, and by no surprise, since this, retelling, it's not even a retelling, it's a sequel. The freaking, the director of Top Gun Maverick, Joseph Kowalski, is in talks to direct the Twister reboot as well. So they're thinking, maybe since it's kind of a retelling... No, fuck that! Don't do it!
Don't do it. You'll never get another Dusty.
No.
That's never going to happen. You can't replace Philip Seymour Hoffman.
You can't.
And even if it's a retelling, this is a bad idea. What is it? Going to be a political statement about global warming or whatever? Because that's the only reason I can think to try to make this movie again.
Exactly.
Sometimes you should just don't do it.
And other things that they just should not fucking do. Elizabeth Banks comes on board to the Magic School Bus live action movie. What the fuck are you doing?
Why? I love Elizabeth Banks. She's brilliant. She's fantastic. There's no need for this.
No, there's no need for this. Why is this happening? The whole time traveling and all that different shit. It's gonna make the live action movie so much darker than what the actual TV show is. This shit is gonna be wild. Why are you doing this?
Yeah, no, it's not necessary. It is not necessary.
God. And then Sony.
There was no Spider-Man news.
You have nothing to talk about.
So we have no Sony news.
No Sony news, nothing to talk about.
But this next one I'm super pumped about. Speaking of darker.
Yeah.
Yes. Guys, if you'd missed it, Netflix revealed when Lucifer Season 5 will finally make its debut. Oh my gosh, I love this show. I just cannot get enough. And now, August 21st, yes. Season 5. Not only did they do that, but they officially confirmed that Tom Ellis did indeed sign the new contract. They worked all that out and officially confirmed Season 6 is coming. They're gonna shoot Season 6 whenever they can start shooting again, obviously. And it will be the final season, according to them. Because remember, Season 5 was supposed to be the final season, but now it's not the final season. Season 6 will be the final season.
Really, Season 3 should have been the final season.
When they got canceled but I'm glad they didn't, because Season 4 was epic. Where they took it on Netflix, and I can only imagine... Guys, Dennis Haysbert is playing God in Season 5. Do you follow Amy Garcia on social media? She revealed that, and oh my God, Dennis Haysbert is God.
Dude, freaking... Allstate is there for you.
Yeah, you're in good hands. Clearly.
You're in good hands, Lucifer. You're in good hands. Oh, my goodness.
Super stoked. So, August 21st, guys, get ready for it.
And I mean, speaking of other, I'll admit, 80s are awesome. So,
Thank you, finally.
I love that they came up with the Karate Kid sequel that is now, it was on YouTube, but now it is coming over to a Netflix. To Netflix, not a Netflix.
Yeah.
To Netflix has acquired the first 3 seasons of the sequel, which is Cobra Kai. That's the name of it.
Yes, Cobra Kai.
Super excited about this one, especially I think Netflix would do further seasons.
I think so too. No word yet on when the 3rd season's going to launch because the whole COVID thing, but you can watch the first 2 seasons. And, we talked about this a few months ago, but the rumor has it Elizabeth Shue is going to be back for the 3rd season, so we finally get to figure out what happened to her. We haven't seen her since the first movie.
Exactly.
So we finally get to figure out that. And guys, this is a really good one. You should watch this, and it's a really interesting story too. If you didn't know about it, about how the 2 of them came together, Ralph Macchio and William Zabek, and basically pitched this thing all around town, and everybody said no,
I know,
except for YouTube. But I guess now Netflix is going, shit,
Netflix realized.
Yeah, now we'll take it.
They realized they fucked up.
So,
which I don't even know if they pitched there, but I mean, it's just awesome that it's going to be on other platforms now. So
yeah,
I'm super excited.
Me too, because I've been wanting to watch this one for a while. So
yeah. Oh man, other things happening at Netflix. Black as Fuck. Hashtag Black as Fuck.
That's right.
Is returning for its second season at Netflix. Inspired by Barris's irrelevant or emergent, highly flawed, unbelievably honest approach to parenting, relationship, race, and culture. So that's super exciting.
Yeah, and Rashida Jones is back as his wife. Boom. So yeah, this is an out there kind of a comedy on Netflix. Another, like what we were talking about, an exaggerated form of yourself. A show about yourself, but in an exaggerated form. So, but Kenya Barris is hilarious. You know, he's the creator behind Blackish and like a bunch of different stuff. Funny as shit. And so it's a really good show.
Yeah, the next one's kind of weird, but I mean, whatever. Do you, boo-boo. To celebrate 20 years since the original Chicken Run was released, Netflix announced that it has swooped the follow-up of the Aardman film. Production is set to begin next year. Chicken Run became the highest grossing film and stop animation film of all time when it premiered in 2000, but you're not going to have the same success.
No, I mean...
With the technology now?
No.
Like, stop animation, I feel like...
Who was sitting around going, what we need is a sequel to Chicken Run?
Right?
Who was thinking that? Nobody is thinking that.
No.
Like, I don't understand how this is happening. There's so much original content out there, so much great stuff. Who the fuck is greenlighting a sequel to Chicken Run?
Yeah.
Scott Stuber? You're the movie guy at Netflix, right? Like, what the fuck,
dude?
What
is happening, bro?
No, just no.
It's weird. It's weird. But, yeah. Just, yeah. But... Other cool things at Netflix, Barry Jenkins teams up with Leonardo DiCaprio to make a film adaptation of
Virunga.
Yes. You know, it was a documentary, but now it's going to be turned into a film. And this is coming from the Oscar-winning Moonlight writer Barry Jenkins. Mm-hmm. And Leonardo DiCaprio also teamed up on the original documentary that got Netflix a nomination for the Oscar.
Yeah. And you know, he's all about the environment and animal conservation. And for anybody who doesn't know, the documentary is about like saving the national parks and the endangered animals, gorillas and stuff like that. That's what got Leo involved in it. And so now that's why he's going to executive produce the movie and everything. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that they do these type things, and I think it's interesting that they're going to turn it into a film instead of a documentary. So
yeah,
but it's Leo, so it's going to work.
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly. He should be one of the Rangers that's helping to freaking. I'm just saying.
He should.
I'm just saying. And I mean, everybody has seen this past week. They've been promoting the crap out of Enola Holmes. You know, Henry Cavill, Millie Bobby Brown, like everybody. Helena Bonham Carter, I believe, is in it as well. But ahead of the release of this film, it got a little copyright lawsuit going on.
Yeah.
But they seem to not give a fuck.
No. But the Conan Doyle family, the estate, they're filing the lawsuit saying that it infringes on the trademark. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with this, it gets kind of tricky.
Yeah.
Because a court ruling back in 2014 said that the Doyle estate doesn't own the copyright to Sherlock Holmes anymore for the majority of all of the stories. That it became public domain after a certain period of time. So anything that was done before 1923 is in public domain now. Well, that only leaves a few stories, you know, not a few, a lot of stories that came after that, but between 1923 and 1927, but that's all they own the copyright on. Now, they're trying to claim that the Enola Holmes thing falls into that little short 4-year period that they still own the copyright on. And the judge is, I guess, not buying that. And so I don't think this is going to work. I think they're going to lose this one just like they lost the one in 2014.
Yeah.
And it's going to move forward. They tried this thing with, remember the one with Ian McKellen?
Yeah.
You know, Magneto or whatever back in the day where he played the older
Sherlock
Holmes after all that time, you know. They tried to sue on that one and lost.
Just chill, guys.
Yeah, just chill. I think this is good. It keeps him out there. It keeps Sherlock out there, and just let it go.
Netflix and chill, guys.
Just Netflix and chill. That's right. But not with the older Sherlock.
Not with the older Sherlock.
Benedict Cumberbatch Sherlock, RDJ, not Ian McKellen Sherlock.
Yeah, I mean, and now Henry Cavill Sherlock.
Yes, and Henry Cavill. That's right. That's right. Superman and Sherlock.
Right. He's freaking in the side profile pic that they posted. Like, he looks skinny as shit.
He does.
Like, I don't know why that's like the Sherlock motto, like, or the body style, but yeah, it's weird to see him kind of skinny.
And you know that's all costuming.
Yeah.
Because that's a buff motherfucker right there. That is a big man. Yeah. He got even bigger for Witcher.
Yeah, exactly.
So that is kudos to the costuming.
Right.
I mean,
y'all are doing great. Y'all are doing great.
Speaking of superheroes.
Yes.
Not so good, super shady superheroes.
Yeah, right.
Amazon Prime's The Boys. We finally know when it's coming back. Season 2 will premiere Friday, September 4th. Woohoo! With 3 episodes. The first 3 episodes are all dropping on that day, Friday, September 4th. And then they're going to run every Friday until October 9th.
Which is interesting. I believe this is the first series that Amazon is doing this type of release schedule with, because all of its other content with the TV side has all come at once, like Netflix. Yep. But now they're doing like spurts, like little boom, boom, boom.
I like it. Yeah. Get you to keep coming back week after week, and then when you do, you normally find something else to watch also.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, I think it's a smart move.
Yeah, I agree.
Speaking of smart, Michael B. Jordan, we talked about this a little bit last week about how this guy is just getting it done behind the camera.
Yeah.
Doing everything with his Outlier Society company, right? Well, now he's teaming with Amazon Studios for a nationwide summer screening series at the drive-ins called A Night at the Drive-In. This is really cool, though. Apparently, it's going to celebrate diverse voices.
Nice.
The series is going to kick off on July 1st and run through August 26th. And it's no cost. It's going to be free. And all of the concessions, you're going to get free concessions also. And it's all going to be served through Black and brown-owned businesses in the community. And, guys, the list of movies that they got going on here is freaking awesome. I mean, not obviously Black Panther and Creed, but just, I mean, all kinds of different movies that are about race and are about, stuff that's going on in society today.
For sure.
And when you can look up the list, they have it on Amazon, and it's going to be amazing. Go see these movies. I just really like what Michael B. Jordan is doing behind the scenes, man. This guy seems to have this shit together.
He's so smart. And I mean, what better way to end industry news on a smart individual, especially with diversity? I mean, this man is just pushing for it. Love that guy. He should definitely come on the show. Michael B.
Come on the show. Come on the show.
Oh my goodness. And Apple didn't have shit.
Nope. Apple was Sony this week.
Yeah, right.
Well, they have their big Apple conference thing coming up, but that's not, who cares?
Yeah. I mean, maybe we'll have news after that, see what happens.
Oh, definitely, because they're going to probably announce more stuff for Apple TV and like all that kind of stuff.
But. For sure. But anyway, guys, great industry news segment. Now it is time for our guest segment.
Yes.
The one and only Jeremy Gordon, the mastermind behind every amazing casting in Hollywood.
Basically.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy, but he can't tell you about any of it.
No.
That's so funny.
Meet me at an undisclosed location.
That's right.
We will discuss further details. But this dude is just an amazing person. I love every time he comes on the show, even more so when we talk to him in person. This guy is just an epic individual and talking all about IGTV quarantine series. So, I mean, I hope everybody enjoys this one. It's the last one of the quarantine gang. We loved it. It was great.
Yes, you're really going to enjoy this one. Informative, fun, and a little Billy Joel.
Yes.
A little Billy Joel's in there, too.
Exactly. Well, here he is.
Jeremy Gordon, welcome back inside the Crazy Ant Farm, man. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, all things considered. Thank you for having me back.
Absolutely, dude. Whenever you guys call, we answer. You're always welcome, dude.
That's right.
When you give me the right phone number, that
you know.
I'm just going to blame that on the iPhone and move on.
Perfect.
Oh, my goodness.
So I guess first of all, we got to start off with huge congrats, man, on the success of Quarantine the Show.
Yes.
Just absolutely brilliant, man.
Thank you. We really appreciate it and the support you guys always give us. We love it.
Oh yeah, dude, and we got so much to talk to you about with it. I mean, you made a couple of debuts on this show. Something. making moves, man. We like that.
I can't sit still. I got to keep doing it.
Well, at this point, obviously, it's been a huge hit. And we want to talk a little bit more about how you got involved in it and how everything kind of came together, because we know that it started off as to raise money, to help actors out through quarantine and through everything that was going on. So let's talk about that a little bit. How did you come about? We know that Spencer kind of called you up, and so let's talk about your journey on it, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Spencer Garrett, who is my producing partner, called me out of the blue one day and said, "I'm involved with this new show. At first, it was on YouTube. We need a little casting help. Can you help us with a few roles?" And that's what it was at first. It was just a few series regular roles. No big deal. They told me what it was about. I talked to Jerry Yang. I said, all right, sure, let's do a few roles. And as we got into it, we quickly realized this could either be a cool little YouTube show, or it could be something bigger, better, more badass.
Hell yeah.
And Spencer and I, right from the get-go, saw something in it, and we said, let's do this. Instead of just kind of doing it, let's really do it. And we said we wanted to produce it, and we talked to Jerry about doing it together with our production companies and said, why not? And it quickly morphed into something much more than just a little YouTube show.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, dude, it's like the hottest thing on IGTV and, like, in the whole Zoom world. The Zoom, as you guys have now affectionately made it known to everybody.
Right.
I feel like you guys should have trademarked that, because that's what everybody's calling it now, the Zoom. It's so good, man. I want a T-shirt that says, I was on the Zoom.
Right.
So talk about the casting, though, because, I mean, just everybody involved is phenomenal. What is the whole thought process into that, dude? Like how do you, especially this type of a series? You're going to be like, okay, none of these people are going to be together. They're all going to be doing it on this video conferencing type thing. What's the whole thought process about how you even bring people in on that?
Well, sure. We knew partly because this was going to be an ongoing process. We didn't really have an end date. At first, it was whenever the quarantine, the mandatory stay home was over, we would continue making new episodes. So we didn't really know if that would be a month or 2 months or 4 months. So we needed to reach out to actors that we knew personally that would be up for sort of going on this ride and not get paid for an undetermined length of time. So that, we really only had a pool of actors to choose from that we knew that would fit into this world, that would enjoy doing this, that weren't afraid of tech, that could just, jump in and be available every Friday and Saturday from whenever it was beginning of April to now.
Yeah.
So we called, actors that we knew and got everybody on board. I mean, they also have to be improv actors because this is non-scripted.
Right.
So really, it wasn't just the pool of actors we knew. It was a very specific group of people. Plus, we had to want to work with them for 2, 3, 4 months.
Yeah.
And then working with us, too. It was just sort of this perfect storm that I think really ended up with a great cast. It led us to the people that we're working with, and it's sort of phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, and then talk about the guest stars also, like freaking so many. How does that come about? Spencer, the most connected guy in Hollywood.
Like, seriously.
You call him up and be like, hey, we want this guy, make it happen.
Spencer knows everybody. It doesn't matter if it's Hollywood or politics or whatever the world is. Spencer knows them all. And again, it had to be people that we knew that we could just call and say, hey, what do you think about getting involved with this, helping us raise some money for the SAG-AFTRA Foundation? We're not going to pay you, and it's just going to be a few hours of your time, but do you want to do this? And for the most part, I don't know if there's somebody I can think of off the top of my head that said no. These are, again, friends of ours who are willing to do it. And someone like Bree Turner, for example, she was only supposed to do 1 episode, but then she had such a good time, and it was just this great thing that happened, and she wanted to come back, and she's, I think, guest starred 4 or 5 times now.
Oh, yeah, and has been absolutely, just that whole direction that took with Marty is just fantastic. It's just brilliant.
Who
knew?
Right?
And that was totally organic. That was not the plan when we first put her on.
Wow. That's awesome.
And partly it was her idea of wanting to come back and stay involved, and this wedding just happened.
Oh, that's really interesting here. Oh, so definitely, it's got to make you feel pretty damn good as a casting director when you see all these people come together. And we've heard now over the last few weeks with interviewing everybody that, they hadn't worked together before, or they didn't know each 100%. Other, and they hadn't met. So the chemistry that you guys have been able to pull off between these people, you'd swear to God they've been working on a show for 15 years.
Right, just so damn good.
I mean, that's so bizarre to me.
As the casting director, you got to feel like, yeah, I'm pretty good at what I do.
Well, I wish I could take 100% credit for it, but a lot of the actors were even on before I was.
Oh, okay.
I think we really just lucked out in who we got and how everybody worked together. I mean, I knew a handful of them prior to this, but not all of them. And now I feel like I have to remind myself that, I actually have never met Adrian and Jen.
Right, yeah.
I've never actually met them, but I feel like I've known them for years, and we talked, 14 times a day, and it really worked out, and there's no ugly duckling in the cast. Everyone just really blended together. It's like summer camp.
That summer camp, yeah, right? Boy, is it like summer camp.
Some
escapades, and
popsicles, bananas, anything.
This summer camp is the perfect description. If you were going to say soap opera or summer camp, it's like one and the same, right?
That's right.
That's so good. So do you think it was that comfortability with everybody and like the way that it's all kind of come together and the chemistry and the family type atmosphere that it has that kind of is like made you go, let me step out here. Let me step out of my comfort zone a little bit and do some stuff, right? Because, I mean, you directed, you got in front of the camera, did a little acting. Like, talk about that, man.
Well, somebody asks, and I'm going to say yes. But part of it was also, as the casting director, Jeremy Gordon, I was enough hiring new actors and doing paperwork and deal memos and contracts and agents, and we needed somebody to do this one role. And Jerry said, well, why don't you just do it? You just jump in there. You went to school to study acting. You can do this too. So why not?
And you did a great job, bro.
I agree.
It's definitely awkward watching myself. I did study acting in college, and I wanted to be an actor at one point, but now I'm so glad to be behind the camera that it is awkward to see myself on the camera, but it was fun.
So easier to direct than act. Is that what you're saying?
For me, it was easier to direct than act, yes. And the episode I direct was also super easy. It's Spencer Garrett and Randy Rainbow. I almost had to do nothing, just sort of direct them to doing what they were doing in a certain time frame, but I wasn't really directing. But they were just super easy to work with. I don't know. It was great. The whole thing just worked so easily because everyone worked together so great.
Right, and I think that's what it's all about, having just these amazing cast members, and I think that's where it all comes from as well, like that everybody in here is just such a genuine good person, and I mean it just shows that it's just radiating positivity and radiating like the amazingness that is Quarantine. This show is just so great. I just can't say enough about it, of course.
Yeah, we're really happy that everybody worked so well together. There never felt like there was a moment of, this one person just didn't seem to fit as well as the others. It never really felt like that. It just felt like everybody really, I keep going back to summer camp, but it feels like everybody just got off the bus from summer camp, and here we are, and we're ready to go. We've known each other for 100 years.
Yeah. Well, Logan brought up a great point, that the fun in it and how fun it is to watch, how fun it was to be a part of, and all that translates really well. But you brought up something, and I want to talk about it too, because, it's not just like all these people, turned on the Zoom and started having this blast. You mentioned doing the deal memos and all the paperwork and the contracts and all the kind of stuff. There was a lot of hard work behind the scenes that went in to make this happen, right?
Yes, there was. And when Spencer called me and we decided to do this together, I never imagined that it would be like working on a legit network TV series. I mean, this was, every bit as difficult and time consuming as that, in a world that none of us knew anything about. Shooting a series on Zoom with 25 episodes in 2 months, unheard of, and on a platform that no one's used to shoot a TV series. It was the same amount of work. It was agents and managers and paperwork and planning and Exhibit Gs and call sheets and crew and planning and tech issues, and everything that you could think of happened and then some. We really had no idea how much it would be. I think I had about a week or so of downtime from when the quarantine started and when we started shooting. And then it was it. This was a 100% full-time job. I think I was busier doing the show than I was during pilot season.
Now, did you have to get waivers? I would assume because they're not getting paid and they're great. Did you have to get waivers from SAG because they're all SAG, are they not? Did you have?
It is a SAG show, so we are SAG signatory,
Mm-hmm.
and at the time we started shooting, we were, according to the SAG Foundation, we were the only active SAG contract running at the time.
Oh wow!
Our SAG, and it's a SAG New Media contract, so the actors agreed to not make any money on this, and that's within the SAG contract. So we've given everything we've made to SAG-AFTRA Foundation.
There you go. And see, that's how far ahead you are. You just jumped onto my next thing. I was going to ask if it fell under the new media category, but you just answered that. So, yes, it did.
But I mean, it's honestly awesome because I kind of feel like quarantine had laid the groundwork. I mean, you see the network shows now, if they weren't able to finish their ending series, they were doing it all over Zoom. So I feel like they kind of stole your idea a little bit. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm happy that we went for it so quickly. And we did talk about it in the beginning that we could take more time and sort of figure it out a little bit more, but we were afraid that other people would do it first, and we wanted to do it first. And I can legitimately say that, to the best of my knowledge, we were the first to do an ongoing series like this on Zoom. And we're still learning. All the mistakes we made and the things that we've done right, we are still learning about them.
Oh, that's the beauty of it, though. I mean, literally just jumping in, like, head first and learning while you're doing. I think that's the beauty of filmmaking and trying new things, right?
100%. I mean, it was certainly scary and frustrating at some points where I'm trying to do things by the book.
Oh, yeah.
Realizing there really is no book.
Right? Like,
yeah. No risk, no reward, though, right?
That's
you know,
right.
sometimes you got to rewrite the book, so it's all good.
Yeah.
So
I'm so happy we did it this way.
So where's it going? Because, I mean, so many of our listeners are huge fans, and they're watching it, and they're paying attention to it, and we're constantly getting peppered with questions about, is there going to be a season 2? Is it going to show up on a streamer somewhere? What are you guys hoping to do with it now?
I think yes to everything. I mean, ideally, we would love for this to be on a streamer, but we wanted to finish the entire season first before we figured out officially what we want to do next, whether that's trying to sell it in its current form or maybe trying to sell the idea to a network and having it be on actual television. You know, and that maybe could have nothing to do with a season 2, much like America 2.0. You know, we still have the ability to make a season 2 of that if and when we want to. So it's sort of TBD, but we all want to keep it alive somehow.
Yeah, well, and the viewers do too. So,
with a second wave of COVID coming, who knows? I mean,
exactly.
We always said we will keep this going as long as we're in mandatory quarantine. So if this is going to go on, who knows?
Yeah, I love it though, and I mean, we talked about it with other people that came on the show that were affiliated with quarantine, like it possibly being like a sports night thing where it's like kind of like the Zoom, but then you get the off-camera drama, like possibly after quarantine, everybody's like intertwined and everything like that. I just think that would be so badass.
And
also
we definitely have plans for more IGTV posts.
Hell
even
yeah!
if they're not in the form of episodes. We do have some stuff planned.
That's great.
That's odd because I mean, one of the things I really enjoyed about Ella and Ryan's is hearing how their real life played into their characters, you know, and how they were able to push buttons and maybe it got a little too real or not real. So this idea of this like sports night type atmosphere where we would see them as the Chino Hills people, but then off of the soap opera set and going on in their real, I think that's great idea to do. I want to see more of that.
Yes.
Oh yeah. And we have 2 current couples and then 1 ex couple who are on the show. So there's all of these relationships that have current hullabaloo and past hullabaloo that we can bring into the show that just makes for great television, but also makes for the great interpersonal relationships that I think the audience will be interested in.
Definitely. It made for great interviews. I know that. It was a lot of fun to talk about that.
We have the Alicia and Jerry having gone to school together, and Spencer and I have known each other since before, so there's a lot of dish we could tell on each other.
Yes, yes. See, that's a great tease. Now Jeremy's like the marketing guy now. He's like, oh, we got so much to do. Of many hats. That's exciting, though. Like, and do you see yourself, now that you've kind of got this taste of producing a series, you know, do you want to do more television? Do you see yourself trying to, like, move into that direction, you and Spencer with your company?
I think, sure. I mean, who would want to say no to more of anything, but more television? Absolutely. I love the independent movie world, and I like being my own boss, but I will not say no to a television series. If this will become what we want it to become, and I can work with happy, positive people like I've had the fortune of working with on Quarantine, then yes, 100%.
There you go. And the streamers give that, you talked about the indie, the film, but the streamers, we hear time and time again from the people that we've talked to that you have a lot of that freedom that you have like on an indie film. They basically just, here's your money, run. And, and that's so much better than, you've got your studio rep standing there telling you what you can and can't do. So, dude, I'm glad to hear that you'd be willing to move that direction though, because I think you guys are just slaying it.
I agree.
Well, thank you. It's all very exciting, and we want to be able to have control over it. And I think a streamer is a good world for us to live in, as opposed to sort of just selling the idea and not having the creative control. I think we all want to be involved with it wherever it goes.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's hard to give up the baby, right?
Yes. Yeah, we don't want to. We like it. We like our baby.
Exactly. And I mean, Dustin and I were talking off air as well, because I mean, knowing you for a while now, first with America 2.0 and now Quarantine TV, you just like go full force with the marketing and everything about it. It's honestly truly inspiring, man. Every time I see you post something, it's like, okay, now I got to get up and do something. Like I got to get it started right now.
It's true.
Thank you. The marketing and the social media aspect of this was a huge challenge. In the beginning, it was overwhelming and daunting to be producing the show and casting the show and be on Zoom for, 20, 30 hours a week, and then market this and be all over social media. So we brought on TSMA Consulting. It's been such a plus, such a positive light for us. And they took over our Instagram and helped us transition from YouTube to Instagram. And I don't know if we would have been able to do it without them. So they took so much off of my plate and taught us so much and showed us the importance of having an actual social media company and what a difference it can make. So it's been just fantastic.
Yeah, well, it's definitely worked. I mean, there's no doubt about that. But you say take a lot off your plate, but we heard from all of our guests that you were constantly nonstop.
Right.
They just talked, I mean, in great detail about how detailed and how into it you were and how much work was behind the scenes that you were involved. And I mean, like Logan said, we talk about it, and we're like, damn, Jeremy sent like 18 emails today. We've sent 2.
Yeah,
I mean, we got to get on that shit, man. We got to get on. Like, he's making us look bad. But that's passion, though, right? I mean, that comes from the passion and loving what you're doing.
It's passion and it's energy, and I don't know another way to be. So it has to be that way, and I think that's why Spencer and I wanted to produce this and not just lend a hand, is once we put our names on it, that's just how we feel about everything we get involved in. And it's if I can't do it 100%, then I don't really want to do it. And I'm going to send you 20 emails a day, whether you like it or not.
Yes, I love it.
Here we go.
And, the key thing there, once your name is on it, like, I don't want my name on something that I haven't put my full effort in.
Exactly.
Because, that's my name on it. So, I got to make sure that's okay,
100%.
Yeah. So, okay, music? Are we going to see more music into? And we're going to be talking about Billy Joel. Don't worry, we're going to be bringing that up. So because I love the theme music for it. Where did that come from? And do you guys maybe see incorporating more music into it?
We definitely need to have more music. We're all big music fans, and Jerry in particular. We're sort of in this world again of we don't really know the rules and the laws about music. There was one song that we tried to get, and it is just very difficult and convoluted and time-consuming. So we didn't use a lot of music in season 1 for those reasons. But I think if there's a season 2 or another incantation of this, then yes, music. We definitely want more music, and the episodes where we have it are our favorite episodes.
Yeah, and I gotta say, the montage, I forget at the end of which episode it was, but the montage where the guy's sitting there playing the guitar, singing while everybody's dissolves in and out, it's so good. That's honestly one of my favorite episodes.
Definitely.
Ours too.
Awesome. And for anybody who doesn't know, music clearance is a bitch.
Yes.
To try to get just a small snippet of a song is a nightmare. So, I feel for you guys. That is a difficult beast.
Yeah, the music and sort of anything and everything that we wanted to do. There were a lot of things that we shied away from incorporating just because we didn't know what we were supposed to do and we didn't really have the time to get it done.
Right.
So we just shied away from it. But in general, we want those. That's something we'll do more of in a future season.
Awesome. All right, so let's talk about Billy Joel here a little bit.
Let's do it.
Because we got to bring it up. And by the way, who doesn't love Billy Joel?
Exactly.
I mean, if you don't, something is wrong.
I know. I don't want to be friends with those people.
Yeah, I know. I just feel like there's two people. You either love Billy Joel or you lie about not loving Billy Joel. Because I just think
my 5-year-old nephew today, we got in the car and he says, "Billy Joel, Billy Joel, Billy Joel."
Yes.
On it went.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. The first time because my daughter hasn't seen him yet, and I keep telling her it's the only concert that I've really gone to where you can just spawn the generations of. You'll see a 6-year-old and an 80-year-old sitting in that same venue hammering out Piano Man like they've known it their whole life, and I've never seen anything like that, man.
He is my all-time favorite, and I've had the pleasure of meeting him a few times back on Long Island. He's just everything. He's the nicest person in the world with the greatest music ever.
Agreed. What's your favorite? What's your favorite song?
Oh, gosh. My favorite song. I mean, New York State of Mind.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Mine's obscure, I think. I don't know. Mine's Big Shot. I like Big Shot.
All right.
It's a little lesser known one, but I just think the lyrics in that just like lay it out. Like, here's the industry, here's how we're going,
exactly.
And I really love it, man.
Well, his music is one of him, I guess Billy Joel and Elton John. If I'm not in the mood for music or I don't know what I want to listen to, I can put on Billy Joel and I'm in the mood.
Yes, yes, I can completely agree, especially with Elton John. Like, I'll listen to Tiny Dancer at least 50 times a week. Like, that is by far, like, one of my most favorite songs.
So casting a musical or a music biopic film, it seems to be on the radar there, right?
As is a musical episode of Quarantine.
Yes.
Oh my God! Yes,
so that had to be coming at some point.
I mean, it only makes sense. Marty has to know musicians. Yes. Marty, I mean, come on, this guy has passed drinks with everybody. I feel like.
Yeah, exactly.
And probably in real life too.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, from Spencer's own words, I bet the episode would just be delicious.
Delicious.
Oh yeah.
Have you found yourself picking up delicious? Because we can't stop saying it. Every time we talk to Spencer, we say delicious for like weeks.
It's quarantini for us.
Yeah, right.
Quarantini. Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh my goodness.
So good, man. So good. We're just listen, dude. We could not be more thrilled for you guys and everything that's kind of going on. It's just epic, man, and we're so excited to hear that you guys have plans for it afterwards. Because like we said, our listeners, they just flock to it, dude. Yeah. We get a lot of interaction back and forth with it, and we get a lot of questions for it. And I know you guys are going to see huge things from this, man.
Well, thank you. I mean, when I look back on my quarantine time, to be able to know that I did something like this as opposed to just binge watching 45 television shows.
Right.
I mean, this has so much meaning in my heart that we're able to raise money for the SAG-AFTRA Foundation and work with a bunch of people that we can all stay creative. And I don't know, half the cast has called me and said, I don't want this to be over. I want to keep going. It's been everything to us.
Yeah, and it's been everything, I think, to a lot of people through the quarantine, because as we had talked about with so many of the guests, you guys really, in a fun way, talked about a serious situation and some stuff that people were going through and made them feel okay during it all. It's like, look, other people are going through this too. We're not alone in this. We are kind of dealing, and you guys were able to do that in a way that I think really put people at ease and made them realize that they were going to get through it, that it was going to be okay.
Yeah, it was something that was very important to us in the beginning to make sure that we kept the realism of what people are going through with the quarantine and with COVID and have that be a main part of our show. We did not want to detract from it, but we also did not want to hit that nail too hard, and we didn't ever want to make light of it or joke around with it. We all probably know people who have tested positive for COVID or perhaps even passed away from it. So we never wanted to hit it too hard, but we just wanted to keep it real for most people.
I think you did it perfectly.
Yeah,
to be honest.
Agreed. So we've heard though the hardest thing you were like the hall monitor, if you will. You were the guy tasked with keeping it clean.
Yes, I've got a potty mouth. I like to curse with the best of them. And again, not knowing what our parameters are for this new world we're living in on Zoom,
right,
and a potential sale later, we didn't want to go too crazy and have a lot of cursing or have too many inappropriate moments so that Netflix or Hulu or whomever would say, it just crosses the line for us. We can't.
Right. We
want to avoid that. So we have some curses here and there, and we, have some moments that maybe are too edgy for some people. But for the most part, we tried to keep it.
Yeah.
For most people. Who knows what kids are going to walk into the room while their parents are watching.
Right. That's true.
Oh, or whose daughter will be listening to the interview and going, what the fuck? What did they just say about banana? What?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, and then I guess the other hard part, the hardest part would have been like just maintaining, not just busting out laughing your ass off at some of these scenes. I mean, I don't know how they got through the scenes together without just cracking up. I mean, like you said, that Spencer and Randy Rainbow scene, I was just dying.
Well, we have the bloopers, and for the BTS, we definitely have some mistakes, and we, because we shot oneers and we needed clean takes, there were definitely takes that had mistakes and cracking up, and someone forgot to turn off their microphones. You can hear Jerry laughing in the background, so can't use that take. But it's great. I mean, that's what made this so real for us. And, we never wanted this to be a network crisp quality, everything perfect. We didn't want that. We wanted it to be someone's real Zoom experience. So maybe the light is off or the sound is off. We just really wanted people's real experiences as human beings, as actors shooting the Zoom show, as opposed to it just being too perfect to be realistic.
And Spencer even kind of touched on that a little bit, but he's talking about set decorating and moving posters from one room to another, and like what they went into to try to make sure everything looked okay for it. So it's really interesting, yeah.
And we had no scripty, so in terms of continuity, we were all on our own to remember from one scene or one episode to the next, but keeping in mind that it's only one day later, even though we shot it a week later. It's 1 day later in quarantine, and what were you wearing, and what was your state of mind, and where was your vase, or there was so much that went into it that we had to rely on ourselves, and the actors had to rely on themselves. It was pretty intense.
Yeah, I can imagine. We talked about that with them as well. You were basically your own entire crew at your house. Yeah. You set decorator and gaffer and lighting and your audio, and like you said, sometimes we forget to turn off a mic. Or I can only imagine that just the learning experience it was for everybody.
100%. Not every person is comfortable with tech, and we have Jennifer Bassi and George Bemford who are not 21 years old, but they learned Zoom and jumped on it right with everybody else, and we were all dealing with tech issues or internet problems, and now this person is lagging or the sound is off, and we just had to go with it. There wasn't too much we can do about it.
Well, you guys handled it, because at no point we talked about how it's amazing there wasn't as much lag, or how smooth it actually was and came across. So you guys did a brilliant job. The editing is absolutely fantastic.
Well, thank you. I can take absolutely no credit for any of the tech aspect of it. That's Jerry and our crew, who were phenomenal. But I'll have to also give props to Zoom, because their platform is pretty spot on. I mean, I've used other platforms in the past, and they're terrible in comparison, and Zoom was very reliable for us, so we're very happy.
It's so funny that you bring that up, because Logan and I were talking to other guests not affiliated with Quarantine and talking about, after seeing Quarantine and how well the technology worked, did they think there would be kind of a swing in the industry? And I'm interested to hear from you too, as a casting director. Do you see Zoom kind of exploding as a platform for, if you will, a live self-tape with a casting director? Instead of submitting, you're actually sitting there in front of you can still get that feedback from the casting director, but not actually be in the room as a cattle call, if you will.
Sure. I mean, there are some industry standard platforms that are already in use for auditions, but I think in the past we have had Skype callbacks or FaceTime callbacks, and I think, at least for me, now that I'm super comfortable with Zoom, for sure, I think that a lot of people are using Zoom, and it is so reliable, and you can record and you can do so many things with it, and it really is business oriented as opposed to some of the other platforms. I do think that it will become used more and more in the industry, and sites like Breakdown Services, they're so established. There's no real competition with them for what they're doing. But I think if Zoom plays their cards correctly, they'll be able to enter into the Hollywood field officially.
And that would be epic. And that would be because of y'all.
Exactly.
Right? We'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So what's on the radar, dude? What you got coming up?
We have a couple of things here and there. There's a lot of scripts being sent back and forth. I'm doing a couple of projects in Australia.
Oh, wow.
We're all just so bound with the unknown medium of what the world is. And, Australia, the project I'm working on, I can't send actors to Australia for the next 6 months, possibly 1 year, unless you are Australian or you have a passport. You can't just be an actor and go to Australia right now. You can't even go there in quarantine. You just can't go.
Wow.
So my hands are pretty tied for what we can do. And because Hollywood, we still don't know when it's actually opening. So there's a lot of planning and scripts being read and plans being made, but plans that might have to be changed.
I don't even know. I mean, it's got to be like one of the most difficult things ever for people in the industry to try to plan without knowing what's going to happen. I mean, how do you plan when you have no idea what's coming? So
for sure, I'm doing a series that's an Australian TV series, and I had our series lead ready and locked, and she was ready to go, and then COVID happened, and now we probably need to recast our series lead because she can't go to Australia. So then we don't know. That could change.
Right.
It could change in a month, probably not, but it could change in a month or 6 months. We just don't know, and that is definitely difficult to plan around.
Yeah, that's crazy. And I mean, pardon the pun, but it's literally a series of unfortunate events. It's crazy. I mean, when it has nothing to even do with the series lead, and that's a bummer, man.
Right?
All of these actors who were cast in pilots during pilot season, who
are
still attached to their shows. And some of them get their contracts extended so that it can still be available. But for how long? It is so difficult in this world of not knowing anything. Even as Governor Newsom talks about June 12th or whatever the date was, June 8th, to come back to Hollywood. But that's not an actual return date. That's just we can start really kind of talking about it. But personally, I think we're months away from actually stepping on any semblance of a set.
Right. And they always talk about, focus on what you can control. But in this environment, it's like, is there anything I can focus on that I can actually control? It just seems so up in the air, man.
Well, I think it's all about what we can do as creatives right now. Me as a casting director and producer and actors, there's so much that we can do together on social media. And you're seeing so many casting directors having self-submission monologue competitions, or just send me an audition for this so we can stay in touch. And we're seeing thousands and thousands of these things popping up. And I think it's fantastic and a great way to use social media for business now and networking and staying in touch. And there's just so much we can do. And again, we can only do what we can do and control what we can control. So instead of sitting around waiting for, well, maybe this and maybe this, let's do something. Let's stay creative. And that's why we did Quarantine.
Absolutely. And is that how that spawned for Marty's acting class to send in submissions? Is that you talked about how you were seeing so many casting directors doing these submissions or these monologues and stuff. That was so brilliant, dude.
Thank you. I mean, it sort of just seemed a natural thing to do with all of the online competitions. Why not do a Marty masterclass audition? And I still to this day, I get messages on Instagram and Twitter from actors all over who think that Spencer Garrett is holding a masterclass. They don't realize that this is just a Marty joke, and we just wanted to have some kind of participatory Instagram audition.
Right.
So I think some people are expecting Spencer Garrett to show up somewhere and teach, but it's pretty funny.
Don't tell Spencer, he'll show up.
Exactly.
Spencer will be like, "Oh, they think I am. I am." My favorite is when he said that. It's like, when this is all over, we're having a party at Alicia's husband's restaurant, whether you know it or not. That's what you guys.
That's what's happening.
That's right.
Oh my goodness, he's so funny. So, I guess, I mean, what I would really like is, because you've been on the show before. We have a lot of listeners trying to break in and kind of make their way in the industry and everything. And so, what would you pass along now to somebody that's trying to get in after what you've learned through all of this quarantine, and being able to do what you guys have done? Because I feel like it's got to be so inspiring for somebody looking at it from the outside going, wow, if they can do this through all this, I've got to be able to do something. What would you say?
I think that there's never been a better time to just do it. And whatever it is, we all have this list of things we want us to do, whether it's write a short film or shoot a web series or create a podcast, whatever it is that you've been thinking about doing. This is the time to do it. A lot of people have been taking advantage of the last 3 months, but we still don't know how long this is going to last and what things pop and become something huge. So why not just go for it? You can still get together on Zoom with your creative friends and make something happen for yourself and get it out there to casting directors that are looking to still network with actors and keep in touch with people. And we don't want to let the creativity die. So this is the perfect time for everybody, whether you're an actor or a producer or a casting director, to do the things you've been thinking about doing. Just do it. Don't wait. Do it. Life is short. We don't know what's happening next month, so do it.
I love that.
Yeah, you can't beat that advice, honestly. I mean, it's a great philosophy to just for life in general, I think.
Oh, 100%. Why sit around and wait to do things that you could be doing sitting at home? Take a break from watching something on Netflix and do it.
Exactly. There you go. It's coming from the man who's non-stop. Yeah, like you ever sit down in front of Netflix. Come on, man.
I know, right?
Well, I'm watching Dear White People right now on Netflix, and it's awesome.
There you go.
There's time to watch things also.
All right. There you go. You got to take a break every now and then, right?
When do you sleep? Yeah. That's the real question.
Seriously.
When do you sleep?
From about midnight to 6 a.m.
Even that's scheduled. My sleep is scheduled. Right. It's going to be there. Dude, as always, man, you have been just like a blast to talk to. You guys are just the greatest people. I cannot stress that enough, man.
Well, back at you. All the people all of our cast members who did the podcast earlier praise you from head to toe. They have nothing but great things to say about you. And now, having known you guys for a few years, it's awesome. Having you guys out there is just awesome. And I know that we're going to be doing something special with quarantine with you guys in the next coming weeks. So it'll be even more.
Yeah, we're super excited about that and honored that you guys would even consider us and ask. We're pumped about it, man. And so right back at you, knowing you guys for a few years now and just knowing that there are people out there, aside from the ridiculous talent that you guys have and all the things that you do, you're just genuinely awesome people. And to be associated with people like yourselves, it gets no better than that, man.
Agreed, 100% agreed. Back at you guys.
Oh, thank you.
Appreciate you, man. Listen, we're going to let you go because we know, he's probably itching to okay, I just finished my episode on Netflix. I got to go do something.
right after this, we're shooting our last scene of quarantine.
Well, see, there you go. All right. We can't keep you from that. We can't do that. So, but listen, man, as always, open invite anytime you want to come on, anything you got going on, more than welcome, dude. And just continued success. And whenever you need, we'll be there, dude.
Back at you. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it.
All right. Take care now.
All right. Have a good day.
All right. Yeah, you as well.
Ciao.
I'll be there for Jamie. I will. That's all I was thinking about.
Yeah, no, this guy is just unbelievable. I see why they talk about him like the way that they do, saying he's just a nonstop machine of go. I mean,
this man is not human.
No, you said it. We talk about it all the time off the show. Just the amount of stuff that this guy continuously keeps doing. We were joking about when do you sleep, but seriously, he's just so passionate, man.
Yeah, I agree. Every time he comes on the show, it's honestly so fun. Anything he's a part of is just, he's so passionate about, and it's infectious. I will say that.
Absolutely. And I love his growth.
Yeah.
I mean, all kidding aside, when the first time that we talked to him, he was very kind of in the shell and he was very focused on casting and, to see him come out and he's producing and directing and acting and doing all this kind of stuff. It's amazing, man.
Doing great things, man. Doing great things. Thank you again, the one and only Mr. Jeremy Gordon, for coming on the show. Alright, everybody, now it is time for the top 5. We teased it a little bit last week and on our State of the Company address. It is top 5 films we've always wanted to watch, but still have not seen.
I know, and this one was really tough.
I know.
I was disappointed in myself with how many movies I missed.
I know.
I'm just
yeah, these are just the ones that I feel like stuck out the most. There's still so many more besides these 5, but yeah, I feel like these are the 5 that stuck out the most to me.
Mine, I think, are pretty diverse too. It's like you would think, oh, well, that's an obvious, and then another one that's like, oh, you didn't see that?
Yeah.
So I don't know. All right, let's jump into. I'm curious to see what you have.
Yeah. My number 5 was Us, that psychological horror thriller, Jordan Peele written Us. This one's supposed to be really badass, and I just haven't seen it yet. And especially with all of these actors playing basically 2 different roles.
Right.
So I'm just still need to see that bad boy. Still need to see it. It looks so good, and especially it's got what's-his-face from freaking Black Panther.
Yes.
So, I mean, just it aggravates me. Every one of these, I'm like, damn it!
I know. I haven't seen that one either. So that's a double whammy right there.
Wow.
Number 5 on my list. I can't believe I haven't seen this. I'm embarrassed to say I haven't seen this. Jojo Rabbit.
Also a double whammy.
I haven't seen it yet. Scarlett Johansson, Taika Waititi, like all these amazing things. You heard all the great stuff about it for the Oscars and everything. We pride ourselves on trying to see all the Oscar contenders and everything. This one slipped us by. This one, for whatever reason, either it wasn't at a theater, and just I haven't gotten to it.
I know.
And I want to see this movie. So Jojo Rabbit, number 5.
So many. But my number 4, Denzel Washington, Viola Davis. I'm talking about Fences. Yeah, I know. And,
brilliant film.
Yeah, like I saw a clip of some dialogue back and forth between the two, and damn, it looks intense. Viola Davis going off on Denzel Washington, like it just looks so damn good. I really want to see that one. I'm waiting to.
We'll have to talk after you do, because I have some thoughts on that film, and I just think it was brilliant.
Yeah,
absolutely brilliant.
So good.
Brilliant casting, by the way, and
Seriously.
Denzel played the role on Broadway too, and then brought it to the so just brilliant. My number 4. Ron Howard's interpretation of Stephen King's The Dark Tower.
That's the one with
Idris Elba and Matthew McConaughey.
That one's good. That one's good.
See, good. And I know what you're thinking. How did one see it, not the other? Because we normally see everything together. But there are some that we didn't. There are some that we didn't. I want to see this one, so I'm going to take your word that it's good. I love Matthew McConaughey. I love Idris Elba. Ron Howard's a brilliant filmmaker.
Of course.
Stephen King's a brilliant writer. All those things added up say this movie must be pretty good, right? So, okay. I got to see it. Dark Tower.
Oh, man. Well, my number 3 goes to Moonlight. Not La La Land, but Moonlight.
Yes.
Playing a little joke on the Oscars. But, yeah, man, this one's supposed to be so freaking good.
Brilliant.
And, I'm really disappointed in myself for not seeing it. I believe it's an A24 film, which is like the definition of indie filmmaking right now, and especially at getting an Academy Award winning Bazinga night. I really need to see this one. It looks so good.
Yeah, it's a fantastic film. Intense storyline through some of it, though.
Yeah.
But yeah,
have you seen this one and not Brokeback Mountain?
I'm just saying. I saw Moonlight. It's fucking brilliant, dude. Marcella Ali is fantastic in it, just like from start to finish.
And Brokeback Mountain is freaking Heath Ledger and Jake Gyllenhaal.
Just okay. I haven't seen Brokeback Mountain either, but I have seen Moonlight, and it's freaking great. That's freaking great. Number 3 on my list, Tolkien. Yes. I can't believe I haven't seen this. I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan, huge Tolkien fan.
Yeah.
Just Lily Collins is in it as Tolkien's wife. How did I not see this? And I'm a big historical guy. I like biopic films.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of disappointed I missed this one. So
yeah, I haven't seen that one either, but it looks good.
It does. Lily Collins.
That's it right there.
I'm sold with it, Lily Collins. So.
Exactly. Badass actor.
Tolkien.
So good. This is number 2. Number 2 and number 1, I need to put my shield up or some shit, because I'm just number 2 for me, Birdman. Michael Keaton, Birdman, the one shot, freaking Emma Watson. It looks badass, just never got around to it. That's what I'm saying. I know.
I could talk about this movie for the entire show.
Yeah.
I thought this film, from start to finish, frame by frame, absolutely brilliant. I know a lot of people were pissed it won that year and that they did, but I'm telling you, this film is phenomenal. Ed Norton, Michael Keaton, Emma Thompson, just everybody involved in that film, brilliant from start to finish. Brilliant. You should watch it.
Yeah.
You should watch it.
Definitely.
We're definitely talking about that one after you watch it. There's just so much to say about it.
Yeah, definitely.
Number 2 for me, which I can't believe I haven't seen, Glass.
Oof,
it was the third one in the story. Remember with Unbreakable with Samuel L. Jackson and Harry crazy. Just you know what I'm talking about, the trilogy. I can't believe I didn't see it.
Yeah.
I'm kind of bummed about this, but I want to know what happens with the big creepy strong guy and with Bruce Willis's character and all these. I'm just bummed that I did not see it.
Yeah.
Glass.
Oh. Yeah, I really want to see that one as well.
It's about glass.
It's about glass.
About Mr. Glass. How did I miss it? We don't know.
We don't know. Oh man, but my number 1. Number one is supposed to be absolutely brilliant and still haven't. I was younger. I want to say like a teenager when this one came out. That's aging me a little bit. The Social Network.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Even Lil Cam has seen this. Man, Lil Cam went and saw this in the theaters.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Oh my God. The opening scene alone with Jesse Eisenberg and Rooney Mara, it's like 10 minutes long, nonstop dialogue by the brilliant Aaron Sorkin.
Yeah.
And it's fucking brilliant. It is absolutely just those 10 minutes of the movie is worth it from start to finish. But then you got Rashida Jones. There's the cast. Andrew Garfield,
amazing
Justin Timberlake, cast. Justin Timberlake's former creator of Napster, and just like he's the one who tells him to drop the.
Yeah.
It was going to be called The Facebook. He's like, drop the. Just Facebook. It's the whole movie. The Winklevoss twins. Armie Hammer plays the Winklevoss twins. Brilliant film. It's Sorkin.
It looks so damn good.
Aaron Sorkin.
It looks so good.
David
and
Fincher.
I'm a huge fan of Jesse Eisenberg too. So
you're gonna love that. This is what made me a fan of Jesse Eisenberg. Yeah. I just thought this film and the way he played Zuckerberg was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
I cannot get enough of that film. It's brilliant. Mine, you're going to just like have a field day with because, and I'm sure all of you guys are going to have a field day with thinking, what the fuck? But it's true. I'm not making this up. I haven't seen a single film in the Harry Potter series. None of them. I've seen none of them. They were little tiny kids. Now they're all grown-ass adults now. I've seen none of them. I know. I have to see them. I want to see them. I don't have hatred towards them. I didn't not want to see them. I wasn't opposed to them. I just didn't. But I'm going to. Yeah. I'm going to sit down and have like a marathon weekend one time and watch, what is there, like 8 of them?
Yeah.
I'm going to watch all 8 of them.
Yeah.
I might even watch the prequels, the Fantastic Beasts stuff. Maybe. I don't know. But I'm going to watch all the Harry Potter movies.
You need to, man. You need to. I haven't seen the prequels yet, so maybe we could do that one as well.
All right.
But yes, so good. All of these movies, man, we've heard nonstop about them, that they are just brilliant. So
and 10 movies, I bet all of our listeners are like, I can't believe they didn't see those.
Well,
10 movies, 17 movies if you count, like, all my Harry Potter movies. But yeah, I mean, we're as shocked as you guys are that we haven't seen them yet.
I know.
So
absolutely bonkers.
Don't judge us.
Absolutely bonkers. What are your top 5 movies that you have always wanted to see and just haven't yet? We want to know. Please comment below in the YouTube description, Apple Podcast description, where else are we on?
Spotify
description,
Podbean, just wherever.
All those places. Please let us know. We really do. I mean, there's so many great movies out there, and we don't want to be the only ones that haven't seen great movies.
No.
I mean, we know you're out there. I just saw Thelma and Louise and like The Matrix. I know. Great movies, by the way. They're great. You should go see them.
The Matrix.
I know.
Who hadn't seen The Matrix, for Christ's sake? Or Thelma and Louise? How do you make any reference about a road trip without have seen Thelma and Louise? Like, I just don't even know.
So good, though. So good.
Of course it's good. Of course it's good. It's Gina Davis and fucking Susan Sarandon and Brad Pitt. Of course it's good.
Baby Brad Pitt, man. It's so good. So good. But it's great top 5 segment.
Thelma and Louise.
I know. Oh, man. Now it's time for the box office recap. There's some other stuff going on.
Yes.
We got Followed that brought in like 153,000. We got Infamous that brought in 95,000. We got Becky, not Aunt Becky, but Becky brought in 85,000. The Wretched, still rocking and rolling.
Still fuck you, Aunt Becky.
Still fuck you, Aunt Becky. With 73,000.
Talk about entitled bitch, right?
Right there. Oh my goodness. And at number 5, it was Stardog and TurboCat.
Oh,
okay.
Stardog and TurboCat.
Right.
That just makes me think, and I just got to throw this out there because I'm a huge fan. DC Universe, guys. DC Universe. Please, HBO, Warner Media, keep it. First of all, watch Stargirl. Yeah. It's a kick-ass series. Watch Stargirl. I don't know. Stardog just made... Stargirl is kick-ass. Watch it. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, done. Turbo Cat reminded me of TurboTax, so I mean...
Watch Stargirl and then do your taxes.
And then do your taxes.
It only makes sense. Luke Wilson and Amy Smart as the parents are brilliant on this show. Yeah. Just really good stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
And then do your taxes.
And then do your taxes.
When it got pushed back because of COVID, don't say you didn't have time to do them. Do them.
Oh, this is a great show. This is a great show. But now it is time for the IMDb Pro Top Trending segment. Oh, man.
We just can't get... These are they've been there forever.
They really have. It's literally the same thing like every single week. Netflix is just killing it in the trending game right now. I mean, they're putting out popular content. But
sex movies.
Sex movies. I mean, of course, who's not gonna watch some sex?
That's right.
Oh my goodness.
That's why it's literally Netflix and chill.
Yeah.
You can literally turn on 365 days and chill. It's a Netflix and chill movie.
Oh my goodness. But not with old Sherlock Holmes.
No. Not with Ian McKellen of Sherlock Holmes.
No. Oh my goodness. But then also, because that is the top trending movie, but then also the top trending TV show is Dark.
Which would be with Sherlock Holmes. That shit would be dark. All right. I love Ian McKellen. I am not dissing Ian McKellen. Just saying. That would be some dark shit. I'm just saying. All right.
And then Ana de Armas is still the top.
She's still on Ben Affleck's bike. Still riding it until she falls off that bike. She's still gonna be the trending star.
Still there. Still there. Oh my goodness, guys. Oh my goodness. This has been a.
That's why he don't want to be Batman no more.
Exactly.
He's a little busy right now. I'm just saying.
He's too busy Netflixing and chilling. Oh my goodness.
Not with Ian McKellen.
No. They're watching 365 days. But anyway, guys, we got to thank our guest one more time for coming on the show. Jeremy Gordon. Be sure to follow him everywhere.
We should bring him back. He might need to keep us clean.
Right, exactly. He's the one keeping us under control.
That's right.
I believe at Jeremy Gordon on Instagram and Jeremy Cass on Twitter.
Yes.
Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, anywhere you are on social media. We're everywhere at Crazy Ant Media. Follow us both personally on social media. Myself, JLo Fantastic, and
Crazy Ant Guy 1970.
Yeah, buddy. And be sure to subscribe to our podcast anywhere you listen to your podcast. Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play Music, iHeartRadio, and so many more. And be sure to watch us on YouTube. Like this video, subscribe, ring that bell. So many great things. We have so many great visual content items on our YouTube channel and our website, crazyantmedia.com, where you can learn all about us, stay up to date with Crazy Ant Media, and just everything we have going on.
And leave comments.
Yes,
leave
please do.
Anything you want to know. If you want to know about us, if you have a subject you want to talk about. Like, I've got something that we didn't bring up today that I'm curious about, so throw some comments at it. What would you guys think of a Bad Boys Beverly Hills Cop crossover?
Right, and
that apparently could be happening. So hit us with your comments.
Hell yeah.
What do you think about that? Will Smith, Martin Lawrence, and Eddie Murphy together.
That's right.
I'm just saying. Things like that. Tell us what you want to talk about. It'll be awesome.
Let us know. Let us know. And please be sure to purchase a Crazy Ant Media gear item. But I have to say, my favorite part in the show was literally all of it, and dogging the fuck out of NBC Universal for not renewing Council of Dads.
Yeah, that
whole segment with Twister, Council of Dads, and Elizabeth Banks' Magic School Bus, I enjoyed dogging the fuck out of them because they need to get their shit together.
No, Peacock.
Yeah.
That should tell you everything right there. You're naming your service Peacock.
Yeah. Just wow.
Do the right thing. You had the guts. Here's my thing. You had the guts enough to greenlight Council of Dads, knowing what the storyline was, knowing the content.
Yeah.
You don't have the guts enough to keep it. That's what pisses me off.
It's so bad.
You greenlit it. Keep it, man. Let it.
I know.
Okay, my favorite part, obviously, was Keaton's Batman.
Of course.
Going back to the 80s for Breakfast Club. I liked both of those.
Yes.
I mean, obviously.
Of course.
I always enjoy dogging Aunt Becky.
I mean, of course, even when she's not in the show.
Of course not. Yeah, I mean, you know.
Yeah.
And Hamilton.
Yeah.
I'm super stoked about the news about
that'd be
Hamilton.
badass.
But my favorite part of the show, without doubt, as you guys know, because I'm a little devil, Lucifer. Season 5 premiere date and confirmation of season 6.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. The devil made me do it. The devil made me do it.
You know who should put on the cowl and be the next Batgirl?
I'm just saying. The only O that matters?
That's right. Oprah!